Nina, I'm gonna need you to stop crying. We've all got shit going on, do you know what I mean? We're all dealing with something. And that's something we'll talk about in this video, but yeah, I'm making dinner and I thought, you know, I'm home alone tonight. It's not that common, to be honest, that I would be home alone. What did I just do with my hands? Sometimes I do things and I think, that's not me. That's somebody else. I never go too deep into things on this channel. I like to keep things a little bit private. But I also like to use my experiences and share them with the world. Is it raining? It's a meteor shower, okay? That reminds me, last night I had a dream. By the way, we're making carbonara. And actually, whilst I talk, let me start cooking because otherwise I wouldn't start. Can I just say, I'm so glad that I'm not a vegetarian anymore. My life just keeps getting better the more I eat meat, the better things get, do you know what I mean? So if you are a loyal vegetarian out there, go you. Like, I'm impressed. My life is just better when I'm eating a bit of pancetta. Don't know what it is about it, but I just get, look at me, it's like I've got a cooking show. What's going on here? You know what, you can just do whatever you want. You know, today I decided I've got a cooking show and here we are. Don't worry, this is not actually going to become a common occurrence. I need to stop waving that about. So the recipe is saying remove any rind. I'm sorry, what? Okay. I'm guessing it's the fat, right? Yeah, so today, me and my boyfriend were having a conversation in the car about being I can never say it properly, being neurodivergent. I kind of realised, not ages ago to be honest, it was quite recent, I realised that I am probably neurodivergent. I think I will probably get diagnosed in the future, but right now it's just not on the top of my priority list. And it's quite expensive, okay? It's quite expensive. But we were talking about that, and I was saying to him, listen, if we have, when we have kids one day, there's a high chance that they'll be neurodivergent. So, you know, it's just planning ahead, do you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's going to be an issue at all. It actually will probably be easier because I'll probably understand them better. Yeah, that was just a little something we were talking about today. And I don't know, everyone has a different stance on like diagnosis and stuff. I definitely like, if you don't know already, right, I'll just keep having to go off in tangents and you're just gonna have to follow me. You know, you're just gonna have to keep up, okay? But basically, yeah, that's a little thing. Oh yeah. So yeah, obviously people have different opinions on diagnosis and just on mental health issues in general. And I'm someone who is kind of like, believe that we should all be able to have our own opinions, you know? I feel like in this day and age, everyone is so cutthroat, like cancel culture is insane. And don't get me wrong, there's people out there doing shit that they should get cancelled for, do you know what I mean? But there's also people just expressing how they think and how, oh God, I've got pancetta around my hands. Let me get a bit closer. You know, this is a really deep chat we're getting into. So yeah, I just think in this day and age, it just seems like you have an opinion that's not the same as someone else and you get cancelled. Okay. You know, since when were the debates abolished? Like, why can't we have a healthy debate? Like, I really think it's okay for two people to have different views on things, and that doesn't have to be an issue. You know, you believe what you want to believe, and I'll believe what I believe. Do you know what I mean? And I think the world would be a much happier place, because it feels like everyone is just fighting for the opposite side to believe what they believe and getting angry that they don't. And it's like, no, just stand up for what you believe in and allow other people to have different thoughts. Do you know what I mean? Sorry, that was just something that needed to come out, obviously. Don't know how fine I should cut it. I really don't. I've got no clue. I've got no idea. And it's like really getting me down. Okay, let's read this together. Like, I really need some help right now. I can do this all on my own. Okay, it just says chop. So brief. That's another thing, like, that I struggle with recipes. Delia, as well, if you know her, Delia, we've got a big book on the shelf. She expects me to know. She just expects me to know things, you know? She's like, do that, just make it, and set it aside. And I'm like, you've missed out, sorry Delia, but you've missed out 20 to 25 steps of this recipe. And are you just sat there giggling about it because it seems like it, do you know what I mean? Anyway, so now I'm gonna make some cheese. I could probably make this a lot faster if I wasn't filming, but I'm filming, so we're gonna be slow cooking. This is the Italian way, you know, cook slowly, eat late. Let's get the weighing scales. 25 grams of this. It's gonna die on me. I'm gonna have to guess, aren't I? Like an absolute silly one. You're gonna make me guess what 25 grams is? No. Okay. Here we go. Sorry guys, this is actually, you try it because this is really fucking difficult. So I was supposed to have a different type of cheese, but I don't. So we're using feta in the cardonara. I'm sure that's fine. I'm not opposed to it. If anyone else is, let me know. The carbonara will be in my belly at that point, so I don't think I'll care, but feel free, you know, feel free to express your opinions down below. Because like I said, I respect that everyone's got an opinion, do you know what I mean? Grate and mix. Simple, let's do that. Okay, so whilst we grate, let me talk about something that you might actually get a lot from, okay? Yeah, so first thing to tell you, shall I get a stool so I can like chill and just sit down? I am an avid goer of therapy. I've talked about therapy so much on this channel and I won't stop. Pretty much, I've got a really amazing therapist. She is the type of therapist that she doesn't just nod her head and listen to me. There's nothing wrong with that. We love a bit of person-centered counselling, do you know what I mean? But it gets to a stage where you actually, you know, you're at a point where you're done rambling, you're done crying, you're done getting everything off your chest and you actually want to make some changes in your life and you really want to get the ball rolling. Do you know what I mean? You need a bit of an outsider's view. You need a bit of an opinion, to be honest. And she gives me her opinions. She suggests things. She listens to me so well. She's also a teacher, so she has a little whiteboard and she always draws things for me. And I'm just absolutely obsessed, like, with the way that she does things, you know? Well, how am I meant to do this then? I feel like I'm gonna grate off my whole hand. I have used a grater before. All right, Delia. It's not Delia, it's BBC Good Food. It's probably more likely to be Mary Berry. I think she's still alive and well, but her hands aren't. I'm sorry, have you seen them? No offense, Mary. I absolutely love you, but let's keep it real, shall we? Don't know what's going on with you. Just watch, when I'm an old lady, my hands will be like this. Like arthritis to the max. So yeah, basically, I have always struggled with friendships. I'm exploring that in therapy right now because I have really struggled with maintaining friendships, resisting the urge to run away from people when things get too much is really difficult. I kid you not, most of my friends that I used to have, I'm not friends with anymore because I ghosted them or I just decided I'm cutting you off and that's it. And that is honestly really, really sad. And you know, it's one of those things where yes, it's really hurtful to the other person who's got ghosted, but the person who's done the ghosting, there's always something behind it. Let me just tell you that. They're not, you know, a lot of people do ghost just because they don't give a fuck. They don't care enough to talk to you, whatever it is. But if it's a pattern, there's something going on there. And that is what I've been exploring in therapy. So something that I realised that I struggle with is, and I'm gonna put a diagram on the screen, right? I think it has intimacy on this side and withdrawal on this side. And pretty much I have been in this loop, in this infinity loop for years. And it's like a cycle. So things get too much, things get too intimate, whether that be emotionally, can be physical, but for me it was just emotionally with friends. So things got way too much, you know, and it's like, okay, we come back along this line, we withdraw completely and we just continue that cycle, that vicious cycle, and quite a toxic cycle and a very uncomfortable one. So when my therapist drew this for me, I was like, wow, that's my brain. You've just put my brain on that whiteboard, just like that. All these years of whatever that, you know, what was going on, she's just drawn it for me. And it just clicked in that moment and it just made so much sense. And then what she did was she drew a line in the middle of the infinity symbol and she said, this is what we're aiming for. So we're aiming for a balance between the two. So if a friend gets too much, you know, and again, too much is very subjective. Some people can handle, you know, a needy friend. Some people wouldn't even call them needy because they don't see it that way because they're able to tolerate a certain level of closeness, whatever it is. It's all complex, do you know what I mean? This is just me. But she was saying, you know, we're gonna try and find that healthy balance. If things get a little bit too much, that's okay. Things are a bit too much. You can withdraw a little bit, you know, have some time to yourself, but you don't have to cut them off. You don't have to. And I was like, oh, wow, that's interesting. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you. So if you are someone who struggles with that, and when things get too much for you, you just drop that person and move on. And the thing is that happens for me anyway, is that I have no emotion towards that when I'm doing it, which is really, really scary, and I don't like that. But it's just the way that your brain deals with things, you know? Talking to myself. It's the way your brain deals with things, Laura. Okay, thank you. I understand this better. Yeah, let me just carry on making my dinner because I'm gonna forget to. Beat the 3 large eggs in a medium bowl and season with a little freshly grated black pepper. Set everything aside. So, to be honest, guys, I have been living my best life recently. I have been experiencing a lot of goodness. And like I said, I'm a little bit private. I'm not gonna tell you everything that's going on. I'm not gonna tell you what's going well for me. I'm not gonna tell you specifics because something that I'm quite paranoid about recently. I get quite paranoid about things, get quite fixated on things, really struggle with intrusive thoughts badly. And literally make me want to rip my skin off. So that's just a little background for you. I'm honestly not trying to complain and get sympathy, like it's literally fine. I'm very happy with who I am and the way that my brain works. To be honest, if someone told me they could take that away from me, I'd say no, because there is so many upsides to having a bit of a wonky brain, do you know what I mean? I'm really not looking to get rid of that. What was I talking about? That's what I was saying. So I've been getting quite fixated on this idea of the evil eye. Now I've heard about it before. It feels like I heard about it centuries ago, yeah? I know what it is, but do I? Like, I'm not sure I fully understand this because I do always have this sense of I don't want to tell everyone my business because I know it affects things, you know? And I've done it in the past and I've experienced the negative outcome that can occur. So I am just a little bit wary at the moment, and probably in the future, about sharing my wins and sharing what's going well for me. But yeah, I'm very happy to like announce things when they've happened and when everything's set in stone, but I really like to keep things close to my chest before things go down because I like to experience that internally and have my own personal, I'm just babbling now. Can you tell? I'm just making shit up now. Okay, yeah, I actually just got back from my new job. I can tell you that. It's very nice to have a job inside. If you didn't know, I'm a gardener. So at this time of year, it's hell out there. So I'm very, very grateful to have a new job that's indoors. And it's with people, you know, I have a little chat. Get my social skills back because, to be honest, I've been working pretty much on my own. I mean, to me, that's bliss. And to a lot of people out there, you're like, bliss, bliss, bliss. But like, it gets to a point where you're like, wow, I really don't know how to speak to anyone. Don't even know how to look at you. To conclude, I'm having the best time ever. Okay, guys, I'm gonna love you and leave you. I hope everyone else is having a good time. I really do. I hate it when people are having a shit time. And once I'm qualified as a therapist, you know, hit me up and I'll give you a hand, do you know what I mean? And then I can draw diagrams for you and explain what's going on in your brain. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. This has been a bit different. It's been fun though. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Go on, down there. And subscribe as well. I've not said that in a while, I feel like I haven't. But do subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And flick through my channel, you know, watch a few more videos if you're not convinced you want to stay and I'll see you again soon. Okay, bye.